my God, you guys. More contamination and scamming at Harrison Dental. By the way, this is Nadia Monet with Lips Aflame. And my lips are aflame! Get this for the consumers. Okay, so Harrison Dental is where I went. This is 1333. I was physically, racially, again, attacked. Please complain about this. Again, Attorney General were medical fraud and scam. Okay, they didn't even, I don't want to forget this, they didn't even let me see the dentist, so they scammed me. Please report that. These are scammers. Okay, so it's Harrison Dental, and they have 5 offices. So I went to the one far away, the one on Getz Road. It's 1333, Getz Road. It's like right next to Meyer. Anyway, so I go there, and she left the staining on the bottom of my teeth. I want to go back in there, and I want to force her to make her do her job. I don't know if they'll let me, but I want to go back in there because she didn't fix my teeth. And more chemicals. She burned my mouth, put something in the ends. Please report them to the CDC. They put something in my mouth and burned on purpose. And then again, dried up blood. And I think on purpose, there's something underneath one of the machines. I don't know if she purposely put it there, but there was like liquid underneath there. And she's laughing about it too. And okay, so 2 days ago when I went, see, it was nice. I didn't say anything about this place. You know, I like to see how a person treats me. Okay, so obviously, like I said, I didn't see it. I wasn't there. Stalkers came in. Obviously, they drove behind me. They're doing it the long way because they can't, there's no other way. They can stalk me digital or facially. They have to hear it through the scuzz neighbors, and then they have to stalk me out physically. You know, which makes them really happy because it's a lot easier for them. Okay, so anyway, I go in there, and all those road construction and stuff. So I was like probably 4 minutes late, and 8:04 probably. And again, they had stalkers in the parking lot. Again, they illegally gave out my my appointment time, and you know, they're being told, you know, oh, again, one for the team. Oh, let's pretend that we're okay with getting in trouble. So complain. Say that you went here, and say that they did the same thing too. Say that you go here too if you do, and you have the same experience, okay, you know, to help out. Anyway, so I go there, same thing, and then they have a bunch of stalkers in the parking lot. And again, fake customer, find out who they are. There's way too many at that time. And they're blocking the parking for real customers like me. So I had to park way on the other side at a different business. And anyway, so when I go in, again, and they're doing and saying things, boring stuff, obviously to show that blah, 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 Home Depot, Walmart, and Springfield, Glen Villas neighbors contacted them. They had the tech who attacked me is she's fat, white, she has like short hair. I don't know what some people consider blonde. It might be blonde. It wasn't like blonde like the color of the sun. It's not, maybe some people can just consider it dirty blonde. I say it's like light golden brown. It's like a light brown color, and she's really old. I think she's like in her 60s or 70s. And she's fat and she's white. And she might be a little short too, but she's really old. And okay, so she's like standing out there. And again, in the lobby, almost every seat is full. And this is like before 8 when I got there. So anyway, I get there a little after 8. So how are all those patients there right before 8? So anyway, I go in there, and then I don't know if a real patient or a fake patient, she's like walking back and forth, and then she goes, oh, look, she made it. And then a couple girls that were with her were laughing. And then they had that fat tech. I don't know what her name is. She wasn't wearing her name badge. I forgot to ask her name. Anyway, she was standing in the lobby like a guard, and she goes, what's your name? You know where a tech opens the door and says you can come in? Well, they didn't even check me in the reception area. The tech is standing at the door in the lobby, and she goes, "What's your name?" And I told her, not even a. And she goes, "Come on." And then she goes, "We didn't think we didn't think you'd make it." And again, I wasn't sure, seriously, if the stalkers, because parking lot, they can make it look like it. So we don't really know till we get inside. Sometimes people are grumpy too. I've seen at doctor's offices, I've seen how nurses and other techs, they're kind of rude, like in the past before my stalking. I've seen them be rude to other patients, like right in front of us too. So I'm like, okay, maybe this lady's just a grumpy, mean old tech. And then she goes, "We are wondering where you were." And then she goes, "We are wondering where you were if you're going to come." I said, "Yeah, there were roadblocks, And she goes, "Hurry it up, let's go." And I really didn't care. I was taking out my retainers. I took my time. And then she goes, "Sit down." And then she's making, she's making it known that, hey, I'm treating you like this because obviously Home Depot, Walmart, and Springfield Glen, discuss neighbors. Springfield Glen, that's too long sometimes. So obviously if I don't say that, I say scuzz neighbors for sure. Okay, anyway, so I lay down, and then again, I saw on the counter, again, it looked like dried up blood. And then I saw some liquid underneath the computer, and it didn't look like water. I don't know, it looked like a thick kind of clear liquid, like a leaking machine or something. And then when I lay down, she puts a bib on me, and the bib, that looks dirty too. It had like kind of charcoaly like stains on it. And so anyway, she says, well, she talks to me like this all the time. She goes, I asked her, "Can you take like the stains off the bottom behind my teeth?" She goes, "Well, if it, I might be able to." And then the whole time they're screaming again, the same political talk. Wait a second, reverse, stop, hold on, before I forget. This is a big thing, and this isn't normal. Okay, so 2 days ago when I first went in there to get the consultation, the manager, she wanted to let me, at the time, I just thought it was weird. Maybe it's true. And, okay, so when I was, right before I left last night, she wanted me to definitely know that, hey, a stalker came in and badmouthed me to you. And I didn't know that at the time, seriously. And, okay, so 2 days ago, right when I was leaving, she was scheduling my next appointment. And I think that's why they did it 2 days later, because they're terrified of getting in trouble. The more further they book it out, the more it's going to look premeditated. So they probably thought, get this girl in and out. So not that much time passes. Anyway, that's really smart. That really makes a big difference. Oh, and by the way, the lawn trolls are here. They're like fake mowing. Right when I came off the phone, like a half hour ago, they started buzzing, stalking around my house. I know, people are shocked. So anyway, it's like, again, self-defense mechanism. You want to get her 2 cents in too. Like they're fighting back. It's like, hey, I'm not fighting with them. I'm telling you my story. I'm like, you guys are chasing after me, and you guys are inventing some fake duel in the air that doesn't exist. This is no duel. This is a duel against themselves. I've just always ran away from them in telling my story. I'm not fighting with them, arguing. They chase me, and I'm running away. That's what it is. Like a man chases a woman till he catches her. So anyway, I go in there and pass this along to everybody, by the way. So anyway, 2 days ago, rewind real quick. 2 days ago, when as I'm leaving, the tech, now I realize she said it on purpose. I guess to test me and see if I tell you, which I am. She goes, she's talking quietly and acting to the manager that was sitting down at that checkout area, and she said, it says that she's not eligible to have X-rays, but I did it anyway. Like, oh, that's really forbidden, like against the law. I don't know, maybe it is. And then that manager, she said, oh, well, I don't see why, And then she goes, unless you've been she said something and I couldn't hear it. And then I said, what? And then she said, incarcerated? Have you been incarcerated? I said, no. And I thought maybe, I had no idea she was hinting at me that a stalker came and told her to say that. I thought maybe seriously medical loss. I thought that was weird. I thought, wow, I thought, so criminal backgrounds, that comes up for medical care. Anyway, well, I just talked to somebody else just now, and they said, I don't know what she's saying, but they say people like people off parole, criminal, they said they have medical rights too. So that was their way of saying, we're jealous, we don't want, that's their way of saying, with their whiny cry, we don't want to give you service, we don't want to give you, we don't want you to have it, which is awesome. I love making people feel that way, to the point of where they take action on it. They don't want me to be happy, they want me to be miserable, and so I love that. Okay, so anyway, so she was like, did you used to work in a nursing home and something happened? I said, no, you know, like that's what she was saying. That's why the x-rays of my teeth weren't, of the dental records weren't allowed. And she goes, does it have anything to do with like immigration, or maybe like a visa? Are you here on an active visa, or you know, are you just here? Did you just immigrate here? I said, no, I'm born and raised here. And she's like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, it should, you know, you should be able to get the x-rays done. And she did do them. And the other tech did do them. As a younger girl with blonde hair. And she was hitting the back of my chair too, halfway through. And I don't know, I don't know if they were supposed to clean my teeth that day, or if a stalker came in and then told them to stall and make it a different day, you know, because they weren't prepared that I was coming. They really love that. Okay, so anyway, I just gloated on that. So anyway, I go and okay, so then she says we're booked till September, October, the manager, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh, you can come back tonight. So now I realize she's faking it. And I thought that was strange. All of a sudden, and then she said, oh, we can look through, we have 5 different locations. And she's like, I'll see something for you. And she's like, oh, there's one on Thursday. And no wonder she didn't say the date out loud, because, you know, she wanted me to know that stalkers were around. And she said, we have one for this Thursday at this location. After she said they're booked till September, October. She said 8 a.m. because I asked her for 8 in the morning. First she said I have one for, I don't know, a month out at Coldwater around 2. That's too late, but I said, do you have morning? I said, if you don't have morning, I said I'll take that location that time. And then all of a sudden, that's when she changed it and said, oh, you know, I can do 8 a.m. Thursday. Now, I don't know if it was because they're afraid of getting in trouble, like Busick and everybody else. And so they put it on Thursday because something about medical, I don't know, it looks worse if my appointment's out, because it gives them more time to plan. Like, I don't know if it's more evidence against them it'll show, something they won't be able to hide. Maybe that's why they made it Thursday. I was like, okay, cool. So anyway, and I think they could have done it that day, because there's something wrong with my teeth. I've been told if it's a deep clean, you have something wrong with your teeth, then they do it for another day. But if it's something like a regular cleaning real quick, then it's they can do it the same day. So I think they purposely stalled it. And they're scammers, contaminators, because they burned stuff in my mouth. It was dirty. Oh my God. And then again, they did this at Walmart when I was there. They'd smear poop and urine all on the toilet lid, so I couldn't go to the bathroom on my breaks. And I would have to take okay, I'll explain that later. And so I had to go to the bathroom because I drank too much of my shake this morning. And okay, so I go there, and they had like poop drops on the floor. I was like, ew. And they had a little bit of urine on the floor and on the toilet seat. And they were having kids screaming. Okay, I'll get to that later. And I was like, oh, and I decided to hold it. And they were smirking when I came out. And she's like, oh, that was quick. And I said, yeah. I said, I'll wait till I get home. And then that tech that I had, the old lady, she laughed. And so anyway, okay, I'm mixing up the day. I feel like it's one long day. Okay, that was today during. And so anyway, I sat back down, and then she goes, okay, so that's how it finished a couple days ago. Incarceration. Did you used to work in a nursing home? I don't know what nursing home has got to do with immigration, of course, racism. Anyway, so she gave me the appointment date for that. And no wonder again, people are on their phones all the time. And 2 days ago, some guy was blocking the door, and a group of girls too. And I thought, okay, like standing outside the reception area, and they were screaming, like laughing. I don't know what they were saying. It was right before I came out the glass door, and then they were all just staring at me, and they were just standing there. They weren't doing anything. And then as I left, a car, I think there's a car that parked behind me. I wasn't really paying attention. It was raining. And a car parked maybe a couple spaces away from me, and one came behind me. And again, this sort of stuff happened even before my stalking. They could be real patient. Now I realize, again, now how could they know I was coming out unless those people in the front, those fake patients, those stalkers who were blocking as I was leaving in the lobby, now they texted them and told them I was coming out, now that we know they're stalkers. So anyway, fast forward to today, she was clean. She kept taking the drill today. I lay down, and yeah, she's scraping my teeth, and then she said, "Oh, it's real dirty, and it's real dirty and horrific and real rough down there." She's talking about my teeth, and I didn't say anything, and then she was just saying and doing things physically, and she was told to physically hit me, to try and get me in trouble with the police, and they're really mad. I don't know why. Can you guys? Can you guys think of anything? Because I just can't. I'm just so unhappy with myself. Okay, so anyway. Okay, stop. Enough. Before I get sidetracked. Do you ever get just so happy where you can't concentrate and you do the wrong? You're like, what the hell am I? Okay, so anyway. You walk you try and open the front door, and you end up opening the door to the bathroom. Okay, stop. Okay, I'm gonna go back on track. So anyway, consumers, pass this on. Okay, so anyway, okay, so the whole time, then she said, let me show you the computer of the teeth. Again, she's being told to say and do things that texts don't do. And then to patients, and she said, all the numbers of your teeth, while I was laying down, my mouth was open, of course. She goes, I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing the numbers of your teeth over again. I am not doing it over again. I was bored. I didn't answer. And she's like, oh, do you work anywhere? I said, no. I think she's waiting me to say Home Depot or Walmart. She's like, oh, that's nice. And then she goes, who did your retainer, or who did your braces? I said, I don't have braces. She goes, oh, your retainers. And and then she said, your retainers. And before I was going to say Busick, she goes, Dr. Becker? And I said, yeah, how did you know? And she goes, oh, I used to work at our office. Great save. Harvard genius save. And she goes, oh, I used to work there. She's like, she's the only female orthodontist, on the side of town. I know them, the side of town. There aren't many females. I used to work for her. I hope that's true. Because that would explain. I hope it's true. I used to work there. And yeah, before I get, again, she's hinting at me that somebody told me that. And then she kept pressing my glasses, you know, trying to break them. And then I put my head up. She goes, don't move. Again, as an excuse to yell at me. I said, oh, well, I said, I was just moving my glasses for you. And she looked shocked. And, you know, she stopped doing that. Again, she's trying to break my glasses. Because it bothers them, the IR blocking. They want me to stop wearing them so they can track me, because they can't track a human being with it. They want that facial recognition. So they're telling them to break her, or hurt her glass, break them, do something, you know, so we can follow her, because they can't do dead shit unless they have to physically do it. We're back in the 1980s now, of stalking, pre-era of computers and cell phones. So they're telling her, before I get there, break that bitch's glasses, you know, those IR block, because they can zero. They can't do anything. And there's no help, nothing. There's no way they can track me if there's no tracker on my car, which I haven't found. Maybe there is, but if there isn't, it's, you know, the sunglasses and a lot more. But anyway. So they really work. Okay, so anyhow, okay, so back what I'm saying. So anyway, then she's like, oh, and then, again, all the other techs were screaming, yelling. They had some kid purposely running back and forth inside the exam room and screaming. And then she had the TV on to loud. And then she said, oh, crazy people out there bringing guns. And she goes, and then a death threat to me. She goes, I mean, like, I could bring a gun here. I could bring a gun into here. Obviously, she's, you know, threatening me. Hopefully she's read my blog, you know. And, you know, she's read about death threats, and she's taunting me that, you know, I'm going to come in here with a gun and kill you. And report that, you guys, to the FBI and stuff, police, you know, everywhere you can, that these techs and management, this whole place is threatening patients, you know, especially minorities. And then she goes, what else did she say? There is so much in the call. I gotta look at this. I had like so much to say. Oh, and then she kept taking the drill to hold. Wait, and then all the other techs, they kept coming in and interrupting. They kept saying, again, to make sure I knew that they were told, you know, they were contacted by my ex-employers and the stalkers, you know, again, saying things they would never say in front of another person, which is another patient, which is, you know, are you almost done here? And they did it like every 10, 20 minutes. Are you almost done? Because the other patient, are you almost done? And they kept on purpose, and having the kid come in back and forth and scream. And please check, that room is contaminated. And then she kept taking the drill and then sanding my skin. Ooh, sorry. Again, making fake mistakes to get physical and hit me, you know, as an excuse to physically attack me, because she's being told, they're so mad that they're telling her, through you, we're so mad, so physically hit her and attack her. I don't know if I don't see how it would be already happening to them, but maybe, I don't know if something happened with my blog before I got out there. I don't see how, but I feel maybe something happened in relation to my blog to them before they met me. I don't know if that's what happened, but or if she's mad, she's being told to act that way, you know, get physical with her. And then she kept hitting the back of my head just like at bussix. And you know, they are kind of in the same area, not really. Bussix is on Ingle and this is on Illinois Road. They're kind of far from each other. I don't know if they know each other or what. I don't know if Bussett contacted them and said if Nadia comes around, if Nadia comes around, you know, this and that. I could be wrong though. They could be just physically hitting me on Home Depot, Walmart, and Scuzz Neighbors. But anyway, and contaminating things. And so I can get another an oyster. So anyway, she keeps taking the drill and she keeps sanding my skin to hurt me. Oh, sorry. And she also pulled my hair too. and because she's jealous. And she got pulled like the side of my. She's pretending all is stuff that texts don't do. And Becker probably told her to. Angel Becker probably told her to do that too. And maybe she did used to go there. And again, there's so many reasons why they could be physical. Hundreds, because they got physical with me and hurt me and caused me to bleed at Becker's a few years ago when I was there. And I took pictures where they purposely cut my lip up bad. They're ripping the trays out of my mouth like 5 times on purpose, you know, to try and cause me pain and stuff. And they got in a lot of trouble for that. So I don't know if it's that, if she used to work there and she told, maybe she saw, I wrote about Becker 2 years ago. Maybe this tech really did used to work for her. And by chance, she recognized my name the first time she saw it a couple days ago or this morning. Maybe she saw it and she thought that's the same girl who messed with Mad Girl, Angela, you know, at Angela Becker. I could be wrong. We're just all speculating. Let me get back on track. So anyway, it could have nothing to do with Becker. It could just be Home Depot, Walmart, and the Scuzz neighbors all mad, especially Home Depot and Walmart. It could be just on their behalf, or Bussex only. Anyway, she's also pushing and hitting the back of my head with her lap, not saying she was sorry, and then again saying things which she doesn't say to patients. I'm like, oh, come here, you know, I want to show you the picture of all your teeth. I said, no, I don't want to see it, you know, and you know. And I confronted her later. Oh, okay. And then wait, the whole time, yeah. And then she was purposely spraying water outside my mouth too, on purpose. And then she also threw napkins on top of me. And then, you know, again, stuff that never happens in a doctor's office. And then they're screaming about Donald Trump and stuff. And then how did they know she's almost done with my teeth? When she's almost done with my teeth, then they stop screaming to let me know, make sure I knew, hey, we're spying on you. We have hidden cameras there. How else would they have known? So watch out for hidden cameras and dirty bathrooms. So, someone get the CDC or whatever. That is disgusting. I mean, someone could have AIDS or something and then... I don't know what the hell is carried through feces and urine. And they're copying that from Walmart. You know, they did that at Home Depot, but they did it more at Walmart where they owe it on my break so I couldn't use the bathroom. And that's so disgusting. They would have poop drops on the Walmart bathroom too at Maysville on purpose. Yeah, it was always on the times I was supposed to take my break. And because they wouldn't allow me to use a bathroom during my shift like they would, you know, so I had to hold it. And then they'd get mad that, you know, that I was going to a bathroom on my break, so they'd try and block the bathroom. They would block the bathroom with the janitors, the ones that attacked me, you know, Rob and then Jackie. But anyway, okay, we're getting off track. Much more about that later. Anyway, so I'm trying to think. Hold on. Yeah, and then she would also periodically ask me. She's just talking most of the time. That's what she wanted me to know. That's what she wanted me. She wanted me to see that, you know, techs don't act like this. They're professional. They're quiet. She kept babbling on, and she did ask me, like in the middle, so are you from around here? What country are you from? I said, I'm from here, and she goes, well, I know that, but where are you from? You know, she's holding. Where are you from? I said here. She goes, no, where are you from? She'd ask me that. Probably like every 20 minutes. And, yeah, I think I got most of it. I don't want to miss anything. This is so much. Oh, and then they did of course they're doing a Park V copycat. They did a Busset copycat. Okay, and then at the end, when I was laying down, she kind of rubbed up against the side. Kind of rubbed up the side of my hair, and then she was told to rip out my hair, which she didn't. I didn't let her. And then she, I guess she saw, now looking back, and I guess she saw that didn't bother me because she kind of rubbed up against the side of my shoulder and my hair. And then she started yelling something, and then she almost pulled a strand of my hair. She almost pulled. It wasn't painful, but she kind of pulled or took a strand of my hair and then just let go of it. I said, don't. I said, don't. But that's why I took all my hair before she could do it. I said, don't. And then she like rolled back. I said, don't pull my hair. And then that's when all the techs were walking back and forth, and some were walking back and forth. Again, that's what Parkview, and again, Busick Orthodontics, the copycat, Parkview copycat. Now Busick's and Parkview copycat. Well, they're all copycat. Fort Wayne Orthopedics, ReadyMed, Allergy and Asthma Center. They're all copycatting off of Parkview. Anyway, so yeah, some of them are standing and watching. Some of them are screaming still and walking back and forth. And then I said, don't do that to my hair. And then she goes, you do that, you pull it. I said, no. I said, I moved away. I said, you started pulling it. I said, and then to embarrass them, you know, because a long time ago, my mom said, you know, it embarrasses them when you confront them. They don't expect it. They think you'll stay quiet. They think that, you know, you won't say anything, you know. So I decided to embarrass her. I confronted her. I go, did someone tell you to do that? She was like, I don't know you. I go, yeah. I said, I go, because you're saying and doing things that techs don't do with other patients. She was like, oh, you know, she doesn't like me talking to her. I won't talk to her. That's not what I said. That's not what I meant. I didn't say that. And then I said, like when I first came in, you said, we didn't think you were coming today, you know, let's go. And then I can't remember what, she was quiet, you know. And then I said, you know, I go, you don't say it to other patients. And I said, I asked her again, I go, did someone contact you? Is someone telling you to do this? And the girls are walking back and forth. They're getting so embarrassed, you know. And, you know, usually I don't confront because I just don't care anything. But I'm like, well, this time I am, you know. I want to have some fun. I guess when you're happy, you know, this, you know. And then she's like, here. And then she like pulls the bib off, you know. And she didn't pull my hair. And she was like, here, well, what is wrong with it? And she goes, what's wrong with you? And then she takes a bib and then she like rips it off me. And she didn't touch because I had taken my hair and I put it on top of my chest, you know. And I said, did someone contact you and tell you to do that too? See? And then, you know, she was like, again, she goes, come over here. Let me show you. Again, she's purposely saying things that you don't say. I don't know, maybe she thought I'd get mad. I could be wrong and call the police on me, maybe physically attack her. Maybe that was her goal. I don't know. And she's like, let me show you every letter with every tooth of yours. Now, who says that? Again, that's why she said it. I said, no, I don't want to look at that. And then she kept talking to me and I kept talking back. I was like, I'm not going to do what she wants, but I kept talking to her, you know, and she was told to get me so mad that I'll physically attack her and then they'll call the police and put me away since I'm not committing suicide or moving away. It didn't work. And then she kept offering me all these things. Again, no dental hygienist or tech, they never offer repeatedly. I've never been offered repeatedly for samples of toothpaste or flossing. And she said, well, it looks like you really need this. It looks like you really need this one. And then I also had fluoride put on my teeth. And then my mouth was stinging and hot. So she contaminated it. And there's like a thick, okay. And she said, don't eat or drink anything hot for 2 hours. I don't know if that's true. And I didn't realize it, but the dentist didn't come in and check my teeth. So automatic scammer. Please report this to everywhere. I'll continue to too. But I got to make this first. We'll work on it later. Please report them for scamming to their attorney general. That's a scam. I was told too. I talked to some people about this. They said, yeah, that's scamming when you're supposed to get services, and that's not normal. When you're supposed to get services, they're not giving them to you. And they're being told to act like, we're tough when they're not. Act like, do things, physically attack her. Don't let her see the dentist. Do something that really breaks the law. They're always told to keep pretending to act like, we don't care and we're not going to get in trouble. Yeah, which is exactly why they're doing it today, because they don't care. Okay, so anyway, that's a good sign, though. That is beautiful and glorious. Splendid. I'm just dancing in the splendor here. I mean, that's wonderful. This is marvelous. That means they're really feeling it. Let's make them feel it even more. That the worse they get with you, physically attacked, that means bigger, badder things happened from the time Busick and now. That is wonderful. And then she offered me a stuff. She kept offering, and like 5 times, do you want the toothpaste, these 2 different toothpaste? Do you want this threading? And then more texts were gathering behind us and then screaming and stuff. And some of them were still talking about immigration, and medical laws, about x-rays. Yeah, some of them can't get their x-rays, because something I heard about, their visas don't go through, and then they stay in America illegally. And then some of them were crossing their arms and looking at me and snarling. These are other employees that are standing behind our room. And then, again, they're copying Busick. And the tech, she says, okay, we're done now. She goes, you can get up out of that seat. And then she escorted me to the office where the manager was. And again, I seriously didn't realize it at the time. It was about Busick. I really thought that was the area I had to pay for the fluoride. About having sensitive teeth, putting a coating of fluoride over my teeth. And I don't even know that they clean my teeth. So I want the $42 back. It doesn't mean just because insurance paid that, it's okay to scam Nadia. Whether I paid or not, you're supposed to give it to me. And now I don't know if my teeth are clean. So I want to go back there and I want to force them, take off that stain, because they're telling Home Depot, Walmart, and the Scuzz neighbors, this is their begging. They're always begging people, don't give her what she wants. That didn't work. So, don't give her what she wants, but give her just a drop, which is, she removed most of the stains behind my back front teeth, but she left like a little one of them. I want to go back in there and I want her, because they don't like it. They get embarrassed. I want that same tech to take it off. I want to go back. I want them to finish the job, and I want to see the dentist. That's a scam. I want to go back because they scammed me. And they think it's okay because, I didn't pay. That doesn't matter whether I paid or not. You guys, please report this. That they would not allow, the dentist did not check my teeth or anything. It was just a tech and I don't even know if my teeth are cleaned correctly. So if anything happens to my teeth, I will come back and sue you. And so please also complain again to the Attorney General. On the Indiana Attorney General page, remember at the top left part, there's a check mark. Please check mark that when it says, are you filling this out on behalf of someone else? Please do that for me. Say they're scamming. There are no real patients there. Most of them, there are too many there. They're not all patients. They're packing the parking lot, blocking it for real patients. They're in there getting appointment dates and times, racially harassing us. And so that's medical fraud. That's insurance fraud they're doing. Scamming, CDC for the blood, the liquid on the floor, the feces, the urine, stuff like that. Just like their friends. And I can't imagine they're doing this on their friends' behalf, because they're doing that. So they're being told by Home Depot, Walmart managers, and the Scuzz neighbors to do that, predominantly Home Depot and Walmart, to do this, yet act like you're not getting in trouble. And then when they do get in trouble, they get mad again. I'm like, well, you shouldn't be doing it. Again, see, fans, I was nice. I didn't give out the business. That's why I did it. I didn't give out the name. I said 2 days ago they stalked me to a business. Oh, again, and their timing is so off. It was funny. The neighbors again, some white car passed me late, and all these other cars in the neighborhood were driving, you know. I guess they're pretending to act like, you know, they can still get a certain piece of information to track me when they can't. But hey, as long as, you know, they're working harder, they're doing it the old-fashioned way. They're trying to bully and scare me into, you know, not letting them track me, not use my form of my defense system. And that's exactly what they did at the library. When I first started turning off my phone everywhere I went, they attacked me at that Georgetown Square library where they're kicking my chair and stuff. And some lady threatened to kick me out of here, you know. And it wasn't an employee. It was some lady who decided to sit down next to me. She looked like she was going to orgasm off of bullying me. And I turned it around on her by calling the library Indiana government office. I turned on my phone. I said, she's at 13. And some other guy to the right of me, he kicked my chair. You know, they're having a fake conversation, all as an excuse to hit my chair. And they felt stupid. He was like, what? And he quickly walked away and left. I was like, where are you going? And then she goes, what is she talking about? She goes, I'm going to get you kicked out of here because you're a liar. And then, I already told her she's sweating and she couldn't handle it. And then she tried to sit back down. I was like, you can't get that back again. And after 10 seconds, she couldn't redo it or feel the way she felt before. And then she got up and she left. But yeah, that was because my phone was completely off and I popped out the SIM card and they couldn't track me. So now when I go out, they're all, of course, it's easy when you can't track someone. You hear their point of contact is this guy's neighbors behind me. And so they just drive out to all the places I've been before and they just sit in the parking lot and wait. And it's easy. I just use 6 Main Street. So at the corner of Coliseum, where I used to turn to go to another doctor's office, allergy and asthma. At the corner of Coliseum and Coldwater, they have stalker cars sitting at IHOP. Oh, she's here, on walkie-talkies and they're texting. Oh, she didn't come here, she didn't come. And then they have another stalker stalking and waiting for me at the left turn at Clinton Street and State Street. And then they have another one on St. Joe Center Road and Coldwater Road where I turn right, you know. So they have so they don't know where I'm going. But when I turn somewhere, that's when they have another car waiting and then they stalk me from there. You know, it starts here. They'll have neighbors will start stalking and following. And it's school time, so it's much harder. Everything's harder. So it looks like the summer fun is over. For them, not for me. I have to say, this is the funnest summer okay, we're getting off track. So anyway, back to school. Aww, everything's harder and harder. They have to make their kids breakfast in the morning if they are parents at all, instead of having time to fall stock naughty. That's so fucking funny. So awesome. Okay, so back at what I was saying. So anyway, then I was in the office and the manager again to let me saying something which doesn't make sense. The one who was asking if I was incarcerated or did I do something at a nursing home or immigration. That's why I couldn't get my x-rays done, but they did it anyway. And I was like, well, I thought that was weird. I was like, why would a tech say that in front of me? Aren't they afraid, if that was illegal, aren't they afraid that the patient would tell and they'd get in trouble? And that's exactly, now I realize looking back on it, that's why she said it. Because she wanted me to know that, oh, you know, why would I say that why would she say that in front of a patient? She wouldn't have done it at all, those x-rays, or if she did, she would have waited till I left. But anyway, so anyway, at the end, that tech escorts me to the office and she goes, she wasn't happy with my service. And then she starts jogging away, overacting because she has no connection with me. She's trying to form a connection, you know, like keep the stalker connection going because it's not there. You know, I do whatever I want, and you know, they know it has no effect on me and stuff. It's never gonna happen. Whatever they want, because I have my own ways, my own strategies. So anyway, and then the manager's sitting in the office at the desk, and then she goes, oh, and I took out my credit card. She goes, what's that? What's that for? I said, aren't I supposed to pay here? And she said, yeah. And that makes no sense. Why are you taking that out? Yeah. Because she wanted me to know that's not normal. You don't say that. She doesn't say that to patients, because Home Depot and Walmart contacted her. And so this guy's neighbors. She's like, oh, just, you know, tell me it happened. And then I said, well, again, I go, you guys want me to talk to you. I go, well, you guys don't talk to me first. And again, more texts were gathering behind us. Again, the Parkview copycat and the Bussett copycat. I said, well, you guys are, so why should I talk to you? And she stared at me, and she's like, well, like what? And look at, she's trying to hide her smile. I go, see, you're smiling. You know what I'm talking about. And then she's smiling. So she's like, no, I don't. And I said, I just want the service. I go, look, I just want the service. I don't want to talk. I go, you can read about it on social media. I said, catch me on social media. You can just read about it on social media. And then I go, I'm just here for the service, you know. And anyway, and then she started saying, again, the same thing. When I first came in, and that tech was saying, oh, you're late. We wonder if you can, come on, let's go. She was saying, oh, school buses. Oh, yeah, I see a lot of those. That's what made me late. We're rewinding. I'm going back to beginning of the appointment real quick with the rude tech. You know, the white lady. I don't know her. She's white and old and fat. And she said, oh, a lot of she interrupted me. She goes, oh yeah, I see a lot of school buses. You know, that probably held you up too. And they know they're lying. They know that I didn't see any school buses. And I told her, I said, no, I didn't see any school buses. I said, there are just a lot of roadblocks. And then that tech said, while I was laying back in the chair, she goes, oh, and it still didn't work, did it? I go, yeah, it did. I said, yeah, it did. I said, what was I, 4 or 5 minutes late? And she's like, ow. It's like she's surprised. I said something back because, again, I wasn't sure if the stalker, you know, contacted. Anyway, if I would have known 100%, I wouldn't have said anything. I say stuff back if I think the stalkers didn't contact them. So anyway, but then okay. So then that's what the manager said too in the office, and she's like, "Oh yeah, there are a lot of buses out there, you know." I said, and then again, I said, "No, I didn't see any buses, you know." I said a lot of orange cones, a lot of roadblocks, you know. And then more techs started gathering behind the out and screaming and yelling. And then I said, I take Clinton Street and East State Boulevard and Jefferson Boulevard, and that's how I get here. And she's like, oh, well, you come ways away. You know, you don't need to be coming at this branch. And she goes, you can take the highway. And I said, I don't drive on the highway, you know. I said, I'm not good at driving on the highway. And then she laughed. And I said, yeah, that's why I take a long way. And then she was stalling the printing, saying, come on, print. And then she like hit it really hard, the printer. And then she was like, oh, yeah, sorry it didn't work out here. And then I said, okay, thank you. And then I took my receipt. She's like, oh, you can leave here, you know, you can leave here. And then there were stalkers in the parking lot. Again, taking up spots for real patients. And then as I left, of course, I don't know how long they were waiting. And then they had these stalkers coming out, like hiding behind a tree. So that means somebody inside there's no way they would have known I was coming. Unless someone from the inside of the office would have to text them because they can't find me on Google Maps the way they used to. There's no more map or a dot of me the way they used to. It was made easy for them, so they have to wait for the time. Okay, and so anyway, that's what happened. So let me think if anything else happened. Nope. I just want to know what chemicals she put in my, I mean, EPA, CDC, they're purposely contaminating, and they're being told to pretend to act like we're not afraid of contaminate. Hey, when someone's doing that over, or when a business and criminals are doing that over you, you know you're something more than special to them. I mean, for them to break the law like that, hey, we're going to pass it on. So that's what happened there the whole time. So please, pass this on, and I'll go do my thing, and I'll keep updating you guys. So, in closing, I am Lips of Flame, and I report all the dirty, ugly, sneaky, underhanded, shady businesses here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I want to know when. I want to know where. I want to know how. I want to know who. And most of all, I want to know why.